Craig Johnson. I am production manager for Arms and Armor here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are a production shop that produces swords, suits of armor, small knives, siege weapons, basically anything martial from the medieval and Renaissance period. We will try and make at least once. Our average sword is going to be consisting of just basic products: pommel, grip, guard, blade. The hilt is a structure altogether. But the nuances of a sword, how it's done, is an incredibly important process to make a sword feel like it should. So when we're making a piece like this, we're worried about where does the balance point go on the piece, where does the weight and the mass get distributed in the piece. The structure of the piece is designed so that it has leverage against your opponent when you're using it. So when two people are fighting with swords, you basically got 3 to 4 foot levers that you're using against yourself because your hand is the fulcrum. So that's 3 feet of advantage you're giving to your opponent. So you have to be able to control that mass and where it is. If the tip's too heavy and you pull your hand up, that tip's going to drag behind your hand as it moves through the air. If it's too light and you move your hand, it'll go too fast. It'll get out of the way. You want that so that tip goes where your hand is pointing. That's a responsive sword. So we hope the market will go back to where it was. When you take the long term, which we have a tendency to look at over the years because we're always dealing with something from the 1300s that's 1960 or anything, I don't think it'll go back to the level it was prior to the recession. When things were really hot and the money was really good, people would refinance their houses and they'd be taking care of debt, or they'd have something, or they had a good job that was a tech job was coming in, and sometimes those people would call and order 2 or 3 items at once. Those are good days when that happens. Today I would say it's going to be a couple years before we will see anything like that start up again. But even then, I think people are going to be a lot more watchful of where their money is and how much debt they're carrying and such.